Guguts ers sidqvas. The girl writes a word. This is lesson 2 about verb objects in the Georgian language. This lesson is brought to you by kartuliena.eu, the Georgian language universe. First, about the object. Sidqvas is the direct target of the action of the verb, which makes it the object. If you look up the word word in a Georgian dictionary, you will always find it in its nominative case, the word sidqva. In order to transform it to the dative case, you have to add the s to the word, and the dative case is needed to make a word the object in a Georgian sentence. In some words like texty, text, you have to cut the last e and add the s. Same in sachli, house, cut the e, add the s. In other words, you just add the s. In the first lesson, we learn about prepositional phrases or adverbials of place, like Guguts ers irgendwie. She writes in a book or into a book. If you want to find more about the prepositional phrases, go to lesson 1. Today, with the objects, Guguts ers sidqvas, we can of course combine prepositional phrases with objects. In this case, Guguts ers sidqvas irgendwie. The girl writes a word into a book. And of course you can modify the verbs by the preverbs like we learned in lesson 1. For example, Gugu gadats ers sidqvas irgendwie. The girl copies a word into a book. Second, how can we modify the object by pronouns or adjectives? Well, they have to be put in agreement or have to be harmonized with the dative case. So in our case, if we want to say the girl writes this red word into a book, we have to find the nominative and the dative, sidqva and sidqvas. We heard about them, of course. And with the pronoun is, it has to be put in agreement with the dative, which would be and tziteli, red. It's just tzite, just cut the e at the end. So the word sentence would be Guguts ers tzite sidqvas irgendwie. And lastly today, some words about the 3 Georgian verb classes. Everything we heard about Georgian sentences in lesson 1 and lesson 2 today, strictly belongs only to one class of Georgian verbs. Guguts ers sidqvas and bichi chedav sachels, the boy sees a house, for example. Some sentences are structured differently, and the verb and the object and the subjects are derived differently. For example, sometimes the subject is put in the dative case and the object is in the nominative case, like it's ereba gugos mir, the word is written by the girl, or bich skukwas nakrini, the boy loves ice cream. So we have class 1 verbs, which behave like we learned in lesson 1 and today in lesson 2, and class 2 verbs and class 3 verbs we will deal with in a future lesson. But keep in mind that they exist, and don't be confused if you find this somewhere. On kartuliena.eu we have a whole system of the Georgian verbs with all these 3 classes, and of course some irregular verbs. You can find out more about this on cartuliana.eu/verb or /conjugation. Summary. Today we learned about the objects, about the use of adjectives and pronouns with objects, and we heard that there exist 3 verb classes in Georgian. Today's lesson was brought to you by cartuliana.eu, the Georgian language universe. If you do, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to be updated as soon as we put out another video. Thank you for listening today, and goodbye. Sheikh Vedran.